Day 85. Zeroing at Huckleberry Hostel. I just saw in my last video I said the wrong name for the hostel. Forgive me. Yeah, so we're zeroing today mostly as a planning day. Trying to figure out what we were going to do, weather, Stick's mom. Unfortunately, the weather when Stick's mom gets here is not going to be good. So like we've kind of like gone backwards into what we were originally going to do. Is now we just delayed it a couple days because it's supposed to rain Saturday, and we still have like so many miles to get to McAfee Knob. So we're going to end up doing McAfee on Sunday. So we'll make up the miles that we jumped ahead yesterday tomorrow, and then we'll do and that'll bring us to Dragon's Tooth, and then we're going to zero again Saturday during the rain, and then Sunday it's supposed to be partly sunny. We'll go do McAfee and into Daleville the next day. So that'll put us in Daleville Monday evening, and Stick's mom gets there Tuesday. So we'll see what's going on. Might do some slacking during that time, but that's the update for now. Still got tomorrow morning. We got to ford a creek that is pretty rough normally. The bridge is out, and people say it's about knee deep usually, but there's been a lot of rain in the last couple days, and it was said to yesterday it was impassable completely. People were gonna have to do road walk, so we'll have to see what tomorrow looks like. And then the night after that we have the Audie Murphy Monument, which is gonna be pretty cool. And then later on, Dragon's Tooth. So tomorrow should be a good day. Hopefully the weather holds up. Yesterday was pretty crazy on the ledges in the rain. I took a spill. I think I even got one on video. Yeah, but if you're coming through the Catawba area, Dragon's Tooth and McAfee, there's Huckleberry Hostel. Great little place. Nice place to just chill out and relax. So you should swing on by. Yeah, we'll see what other shit we get into today. Day 86. We did absolutely nothing yesterday. That was like the most 0-0 ever. But we're going to do a slack today to get us caught up to where we're at, because we kind of jumped ahead to come to this hostel. And it's going to be kind of interesting. Stick and I might be doing different things. We haven't figured that out, because this water crossing has caused a big ripple in like what people are doing and what I want to do and what Stick wants to do. So we may have two different trips going on today, because I have to do,
I might just go to the pickle shelter and just sit there until you get there.
So Stick really wants to stop off at the pickle shelter. I'm not going to go to the pickle shelter if I'm doing the extra 4 miles. So I'll just have to hopefully have service and text you when I get to the trailhead.
Or I can just wait there.
Or I yell Marco.
The time that I think it would take you to get there.
So yeah, so the problem is that there's a water crossing at Craig's Creek. And I guess the bridge went out like a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and people are just fording it. But the problem is, with all the rain we just had, it's now like waist high and dangerous, and nobody's crossing it. They're taking a high water route that's really just a road walk, that's like really obnoxious road walk, and it just skips a mountain. The problem is, on top of the mountain is the Audie Murphy Monument, and I really want to go to the Audie Murphy Monument. So I was going to try to just suck it up and swim through the river to get up there, or cross a log somewhere or something. But now we've decided to go to the spot, get dropped off at the spot where people are skipping it, and I'm going to hike back to it, backwards, to the monument, see the monument, and then continue on. That way I don't miss the monument. So that's the plan. It adds an extra, well, it adds an extra 4 miles of backtracking, basically. So that's not fun. So we'll see how it goes today. But we also have Dragon's Tooth. We are going to do Dragon's Tooth today. And then we get off after Dragon's Tooth. And then it's rain all day tomorrow. And then Sunday we're going to do McAfee. So we can try to get good views on both occasions. And then Monday we'll be hiking into Daleville. So that's the plan, and hopefully it all works out well. Back on trail. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. And I'm currently backtracking the section SOBO to get to the Audie Murphy Monument, which kind of sucks. It's adding 4 miles, but so, oh well, is what it is. Stick is not accompanying me. Stick went NOBO and is gonna meet me at a shelter, Pickle Branch shelter, because Stick really wanted to stop there for a joke with a friend back home. So it's a little bit off trail. So I'm gonna, when I pass by it, I'm gonna shoot him a text. We'll meet back up. That's what we're doing. Can I pass? Damn. Almost like Mother Nature is really determined for me not to hit the site. Crow, rain, rivers. Anyway, so getting a little bit frustrated. I've passed now about 5 or 6 hikers who were coming NOBO, who crossed the creek, no issues. Would have saved me this backtrack. So I have learned my fucking lesson. Oh, it's cursed. Apologize. I've learned my lesson. I'm not listening to anybody or am letting anybody influence my decisions on where I want to go or what I think is safe or not. Jeez. Because, you know, I don't want to mention names, but a whole multitude of people told me the creek was too difficult to cross, which created a snafu in how I wanted to proceed with these miles and get to this site. Because, as I said before, if you take the high water route and go around the creek, it's a road walk, and you skip this mountain, which in turn you skip this monument. That might not matter to some people, but if you're a veteran, specifically an Army veteran, skipping the Audie Murphy monument in the roundabout location where he crashed, where the plane crashed that he was riding in, you know, pretty ridiculous. You gotta stop by. So that's what I'm doing today. However, the fact that I could have just went NOBO, normal, and crossed the creek like everybody else, had I not listened to everybody, it would have been nice. So I've learned my lesson. Going forward, I will not listen to anybody. It's just not going to happen. On another note, so for those of you who don't know, Audie Murphy was, I'll probably read the plaque when I get up there, but Audie Murphy was considered the most decorated veteran of World War II, Army, maybe all services, I'm not sure on that exactly, but it's a pretty big deal in the Army. And they even have, you know, the Audie Murphy Club and Audie Murphy boards where people can earn the Audie Murphy Award medal by doing a series of tasks and board questions and stuff. Each club, I think, does it differently. Anyway, that being said, in his later life, became a Hollywood star, and ultimately, unfortunately, met his doom riding in a plane that crashed into the Appalachian Mountains here in Virginia, somewhere around this location, not the site of the monument, as far as I know. And, you know, after meeting all the veterans I've met on this trail and hiking with them, and how many of us walk this trail, the idea that the bypass, if the weather's bad, skips this portion and this monument erected towards this legend is pretty infuriating. Some people can't come, or some people choose not to come and pay their respects due to weather. That's what I'm getting at, and the creek, Craig Creek. From what I understand, the bridge has been out for close to 3 years. And I also heard rumors, you know, hearsay, but I heard that there's some bureaucratic bullshit involved with replacing it, or even its dismantling. Like it may have been in need of repairs, but I heard something along the lines that the National Service tore it down with no intent to replace it because it's a wilderness. And there are a couple things I don't talk about on this channel: politics, religion, and whatever the other third thing you're not supposed to talk about. I try to stay away from it. But anybody who's following me and has the means, or is in touch with certain individuals, or has a Twitter, or is a member of the ATC, or a member of the Audie Murphy Club, I think there should be a campaign to get this bridge fixed and put back. So if you want to tweet it to Donald Trump, I don't care. And I don't need any comments in the section about your opinion on Donald Trump in this comment section. But he's the current president right now. If we could get a message to him, tweet it, Twitter it, be like, hey, what the hell? We got a bridge that the National Parks has decimated and has no intent to replace, or he hasn't replaced it in 3 years. Let's get this fixed. Not to say that he's into it, but you know, he's talking a lot about veterans lately. How about we do something like that? Plus we got these Audie Murphy clubs who raised money for charities, I'm sure, and the ATC. Well, let's get these clubs involved. Let's get this bridge rebuilt, because I think if we could increase the amount of people able to pay their respects instead of road walking past it during bad weather, I think that'd be great. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm still going. I'm gonna be there probably shortly. It was about 0.8 when I started the video, I think. So coming up on it. Just look at that crow. Almost like an omen.
if it doesn't come through well on the video. Audie Leon Murphy, June 20th, 1924, May 28th, 1971. Born in Kingston, Texas, died near this site in an airplane crash. America's most decorated veteran of World War II. He served in the European Theater, 15th Infantry Regiment, 3rd Infantry Division, and earned 24 decorations, including the Medal of Honor, Legion of Merit, Distinguished Service Cross, and 3 Purple Hearts. He was survived by his wife Pamela and 2 sons, Terry Michael and James Shannon. Erected 1974 by the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 5311, Christiansburg, Virginia. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive site. I'm glad I made the backtrack. Of course I would, but I'm glad I did. Awesome. I wouldn't suggest taking the road walk or skipping. If you can cross the creek, cross the creek. If you can backtrack, backtrack. Don't skip this monument, please. Well, I'm not carrying much on my hike. I definitely didn't bring any coins with me or any tokens. However, when I was hiking with Dog Tag gave me one of his dog tags for his charity and his channel. And I know he'll probably do the same, but I'm gonna leave one of dog tags at the site. Something. Much respect. Well, that was pretty impressive. I did get choked up a little bit. Just me. Yeah. Or to be remembered like that. Kind of crazy. I'm headed back NOBO. Back in the right direction. And I got about 12 miles to go, and pretty impressive moments coming up, because I'll finally get to cross the 700 mile mark, which has been only about 5 miles away for the last like 3 days, and that was just couldn't wait to cross it. So those of you who are wondering where we're just shy of 700 miles. But I was going in the wrong direction. I technically would have already hit it, I think, if I had gone NOBO this morning. But now that I go backwards, I got about 12 miles for the day. I'm gonna hit the 700 mile mark and the first of Virginia's Triple Crown Dragon's Tooth, excuse me, dog tooth. Look at dog tags. Dragon's Tooth, the first one. Hopefully the scenery will be nice. Hopefully some of the mist and fog burns off. And then we go down off of Dragon's Tooth, and we're gonna go back to the hostel for tonight. Wait out another day of rain tomorrow. And then Sunday, it's supposed to be beautiful. And we'll be at McAfee Knob. And hopefully, or McAfee, however you say it. I forgot at this point. I used to call it the wrong thing, then I got corrected, and then I thought I was doing it right for a while, and now I'm backwards. I don't remember which is which. It's gotta be McAfee, because I think, no. What the hell was the antivirus? McAfee antivirus or McAfee? I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. And then Sunday, we'll go over McAfee or whatever knob. And they're like probably the second most photographed part of the AT in beautiful weather. And then the next day, Monday, into Daleville. And we'll be sitting around, I think, about 7:40 or 7:30. I think we'll be around 7:30, not PM, I'm talking about mileage. And then from there, probably about a week or so, we'll be at, around 8:30. And that'll be getting close to our aqua blaze of the Shenandoahs. We already had to download the next map for Northern Virginia once we get to Daleville. So things are moving along. I know this is going to be a long section. Everyone talks about Virginia being the Virginia Blues, but I don't know. I don't feel it. Maybe because I know the aqua blaze is coming up for the end of Virginia, and I'm gonna get to rest my feet for a little while, and then West Virginia, Harper's Ferry, and then a little bit past that, the halfway point. So not moving as fast as I wanted to be, but you know, like I said, the only timeline I have is Katad and the park closing. So I might have to pick it up towards the end. I might unfortunately in the end have to do the flop where you go up, do it, and then travel back downward. Really don't want to do that. So gotta get rid of some zeros. I try not to zero as much in the second half, and try to make sure the mileage is higher. But it's been getting higher. This weather kind of screwed us up. I don't know if anybody's been following the weather, but it was pretty bad down here, and it's going to be bad next week too. And from what I heard, Northern Virginia or West Virginia and like Maryland and stuff, they got some serious flooding going on right now. So hopefully that dies down by the time we get up there and we're doing our aqua blaze. Or we might be in for some rapids. Anyway, all right, let me stop talking. Onward. Well, I'm back to where I started this morning, and I need to go NOBO. Well, I was going NOBO, but I got to go forward, onward, across the bridge. Well, that's it. 700 miles. Power complete. Onward to Dragon's Tooth. Well, the weather is turning on us. The no rain, no thunderstorm day today is turning into rain and thunderstorms. Awesome. I want to be weatherman. Well, we just made it to Dragon's Tooth to get a shot and some pictures before the sky is about to open up and thunder and lightning. So we're making a mad dash to get off of here. We got 2 miles to go, 2.6, and it's getting slick on these rocks. Well, I'm back at Huckleberry's Hostel. I have to do the math, but it was about I think it was about a 15-mile day, 15 or 16 for me, minus 7.7 for stick, because I did that backwards walk and backtrack. But it is definitely Modelo time. And maybe some leftover lasagna and salad from last night's dinner. But that was a journey today, you know, between the Audie Murphy Monument, the 700-mile mark, and Dragon's Tooth. Pretty awesome. Luckily, we didn't get rain until we were coming down. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. Tomorrow is another weather zero as far as I know. I mean, I gotta double check because now it wasn't supposed to rain today and it just dumped and thunderstormed. And then the rain was supposed to be tomorrow. So now I gotta see if it shifted early and then maybe we have to shift early. I can't wait until we're through this area. I mean, like I really want to get some great shots here, but having to juggle it's one thing to be dodging the rain just to dodge the rain, but dodging the rain or trying to get a clear day and no rain for a specific portion of trail is a lot trickier. And yeah, I'm sick of waiting and zeroing just for weather purposes. So hopefully we get through McAfee with no problem, get some great shots, some great pictures, some great video. And then after that, I don't care as much. Like, yeah, I still hate rain. I hate having wet gear and waking up in the rain and all that stuff. But like, it's a little more tolerable if it's not ruining the whole point of where you're hiking through, for views wise. So, yeah, I'm ready to get pushing hard again. Try to get to our Aqua Blaze so I can give my feet a rest. Yeah, my feet are still bothering me pretty bad. I think I got shin splints in my right leg after doing that marathon cakewalk, and it's been kind of tender, so I've been trying to nurse that too, but also still keep making miles. So definitely not getting off trail, but it is slowing. Just as I was getting to 15-mile days with pack NOBO, I'm starting to get a little sore when I'm doing that. So I gotta keep that in mind. But that's it for today. Check out, well, hopefully I have something interesting that I'm doing during the zero tomorrow besides day drinking, but we'll see. Oh, and as always, like and subscribe, and if you feel like making a donation to the Black River American Legion, I'm still fundraising for them. At the end of the video, there's the name that you can send to through PayPal, send a donation, and every little bit helps. I appreciate it. And No, I don't see any of that money. I just want to make that clear. I've said it in previous videos, but for those who are just tuning in, it's not for me. It's not for funding my hike. My hike is funded by myself. I'm perfectly capable of doing that. And but I'm trying to raise a few bucks for the Black River American Legion while I'm out here doing this hike. So if you can give, please, thank you. I thank you in advance. Have a great day.